Rid of you. I can see that you're angry. Just leave me alone. Come on, let me help. What do you usually do when you feel like this? I don't know. Go to a bar, I guess. Nothing better than a bottle of cheap, lukewarm beer, am I right? Well, brother, good news. There's plenty of beer, and it's free. Give my people plenty of beer, good and cheap, and you will have no revolution. So, how are you? Settling in all right? Settling in is overrated. I analyze reality from wherever I am, however uncomfortable the angle. There's always an observation to be made. I'd love to hear what you managed to observe. This place is not run optimally. Yeah, I know. I wasn't trained to command a mission. But now that you're here, with your experience, I'd love to pick your brain. Do you think you could mentor me? Good thinking. First of all, you need to set long-term goals and draw up a roadmap for each of them. Remember to include all unpredictable variables in the equation. That way you can have contingency plans at the ready for each instance. All right, slow down. Prioritize resources. Do not waste time on idle conversations with the crew. Hide the booze. Don't be cheap on coffee. That's slow enough for you? Hey, you've just crossed out every team-building exercise on my list. The people are there for the mission, not the other way round. Truth is, I really wish we could make use of the tech I worked on for all these imaginary years. It would make things so much easier if it existed. So what exactly was your research about? nanotech in space exploration. We went from a humble startup to making headlines in a few months. Taking our solutions to the front line was my dream come true. The data we could bring back. You had big plans for it. Well, now it's all gone. Turning it over in your head won't get you anywhere. You should focus on the work you need to do here and now. I never thought I'd say it, but yes, you're right. Let's get Rapidian back to Earth, and maybe later, we'll see. Okay. This is not good. around it. Damn it. So much for Plan B. Hey, what's this? It's triggering the alert in my suit. I need to learn more about this thing. We're running out of storage space, you know? Found something peculiar on the planet. What exactly was peculiar about it? Everything. It was like a local distortion of reality. And it seemed to be emitting strong radiation. Yes. We could have expected to come across something like that sooner or later, according to reports from previous missions. Unidentified sources of radiation, unexplained electromagnetic field anomalies, distortions of matter, space, or even gravity. What are they? According to a bold theory fleshed out by Professor Frankov, they may be instances of the so-called interval. The what? Interval. In very simple terms, it's a non-coincidental superposition of potential universes. We don't know exactly why it occurs, but observations prove that under certain, not yet specified conditions, two or more parallel landscapes can coexist within a common quantum field, creating a so-called proximity plane. Whatever it is, doesn't sound like something I'd want to walk into again. Yes. It's fascinating, but it can be dangerous. If, and I stress if, Professor Frankov's intuition is right, then the distortion you have encountered could have been a puncture point, the spot where the proximity plane intersects with our observed universe, subverting its physical balance and distorting the rules of Newtonian mechanics. We need to learn more about these peculiarities. Inform me at once if you come across another one. Hey, I found this. I brought it on this mission, but thought that maybe it could mean something to you too. Marie? Marie Skwakovska? Where the hell did you find that old thing? Oh, I use it as an anti-stress ball, so it's always lying around. Anti-stress ball? This duck was the first audience for so many papers I wrote. Time for Marie to get back to her proper job. fan, I'm telling you, we need it. And I'm telling you this is the least important of our priorities, right?
Running out of storage space, you know? Be another one of those cargo drops. Except that doesn't look like the crew's personal luggage. Might be worth checking out. Huh. Looks like some kind of device. There's a way I could use it. Another movie. Hey, is that one following me? What the hell? What is this? Another anomaly? It looks out out of this world. Jeez, I packed a lot of stuff.
I made a curious discovery. Another distortion? I don't know. It was different this time. It didn't look dangerous, no radiation. Actually, it didn't do anything. But it caught your attention. It's like nothing I've seen before. It must have something in common with the other distortions. Question is, are they the cause or the reason of so much rupidium here? I'd like to study them more. So would I. And for that, we'll have to design our own tools. Do you have anything specific in mind? Let me think about it. I need to look through Professor Frankoff's lectures, as well as notes from other expeditions. We have a theory. I just need to find a way to put it into practice. I ran into another anomaly. This one was different. It was like this distortion was closing in on me, as if I was pulling it toward me. How extraordinary. Maybe its magnetic field is interacting with your suit. Yeah, well, running away from it was no fun. Keeping clear of it is the only thing you can do for now. Let's keep collecting observations. I feel we're onto something groundbreaking here. Okay, I went beyond the rocks. It doesn't look good. The lava river is fast as hell. I'll be straight with you. There's no way around it. Holy shit. What now? I guess we need to get across somehow. Any ideas up your smart-ass sleeve? So now I'm smart, huh? Still, even I might not be enough. But a smarter version of us? Yeah, he could do the trick. The scientist. He could look for a solution in that research lab you built. Okay, let's give it a go. Hey, I found this. I brought it on this mission, but thought that maybe it could mean something to you too. My lucky old multi-tool. No wonder you took it with you. This little baby never ever let me down. Yep, I thought it might come in handy. Of course, every man of the house should have one. It sure helped me feel like one when the time came. Thanks, man. Look what I found. Any idea what it could be? Let's see. It looks like a qubit chip. Qubit chip? Yeah. Like an enhanced storage for quantum computing operations. It could be useful for increasing the efficiency of our QC unit. Not to mention accessing new tech in the research lab. So, I just plug it into the QC? Plug it into whatever you want. Won't do much. It's dead. I'd give it some love in the workshop first. Duly noted.
Jan Dolsky. Finally. I've been impatient to meet you.
Yeah, sure. You that big fish Lucas was mumbling about?
Terrence Maxwell. But yes, I am both his and your superior at mining operations. First of all, my heartfelt condolences. Losing the whole crew must have been hard on you.
Yeah, I still can't get over it.
Their families have been informed. They're grief-stricken, as you can imagine. But the deaths of their loved ones will go down in history as part of a pioneering discovery. Your discovery.
So, do people know I found rubidium?
We're keeping the news within a very limited circle. It's only wise for the time being.
Of course, yeah. No reason to get everyone hyped up. I I'd still fail.
I can see you're a grown man, Jan, and you understand the stakes. I don't want to put pressure on you, but failure is not an option.
That's why you had me create my altars? You'd rather let me lose my mind than lose the Rapidium?
It was a long shot, I admit. But we were saving both. Rapidium and you, Jan. Do you think it was a mistake?
I think you're bullshitting me. What if I hadn't found Rapidium? You'd never go to such lengths to save me, would you?
What if? People like to use that phrase a lot, don't they? Well, you can actually learn the answer to that question. Many would envy you.
Let's just get one thing straight, Maxwell. I know you expect things of me, but I'm no hero.
Ah, heroism. Are you familiar with the works of Albert Camus?
Albert who?
A great writer and philosopher. Camus believed heroism was easy, accessible. For him, it was living a normal man's life that was a true challenge. Being decent. Doing the right thing. You are the first person to prove that we can actually excavate Rapidium in quantities that can really make a difference. A dream the biggest corporations have been chasing for over a decade now. Constantly failing. You say you're not a hero? Well, maybe I don't need you to be one. Maybe you should just carry on being a decent man, Jan Dulski.
Okay, you're buttering me up for something big here. Let's cut to the chase.
Hard-headed. I like that. You've probably noticed how different Rapidium looks in reality than on the training materials they showed you.
Why is that?
It changes form constantly. Its chemical structure is so volatile that it is almost impossible to capture two particles in the same state. A fleeting substance. Spectacular. But also very unstable.
So, you're afraid the Rapidium I found might not withstand the journey?
I know it won't. That's why we came up with a special container for it. An ark.
You mean like a box?
A hermetic module dedicated specifically to storing and transporting Rapidium. We have blueprints for it. Lucas should send the necessary data over to you by the time we finish talking. Constructing a Rapidium ark should be your primary focus now.
Listen, you're very convincing, but I'm afraid I just won't have the time to do it. I need to find a way forward before the sun comes up.
You're losing faith easily. Look how far you've come. You survived the landing. You found Rapidium. Then you branched yourself and managed to get the base moving. Would you really be happy with yourself if it all went to waste?
Waste? Wow. Is that what you consider saving my life?
Your life, my life. Let's face it. All it is a predetermined string of events, distorted with myriads of random, meaningless decisions. We spend centuries looking for some kind of sense in it, some kind of meaningful pattern or recipe. Still, no satisfactory answer comes. Until, once in hundreds, maybe thousands of years, a chance appears to make a leap in our understanding of reality.
What can I say?
I don't know. But whatever you make of it, let me bare my soul to you. these are rare moments that matter. So, enough talking. Lucas said you had questions. Is there anything you'd like to ask me?
What will happen to my altars when we get back?
I don't know. Yet. I don't need to tell you this is unprecedented. There are no good practices here, but I know one thing. You can trust me and Lucas completely. But if anyone else contacts you, it's absolutely vital you don't tell them anything about the existence of the altars.
What? Why?
You know very well why, Jan. The law has been violated.
I thought Lucas said the branching was authorized.
You haven't been listening. There are no procedures for this sort of situation. There is no one who can officially authorize such an act. At the end of the day, it was your decision to branch yourself. It will be in your best interest to keep that in mind when considering the consequences.
I don't like the sound of this.
And we will come back to it later, I'm sure. Right now, I'll have to leave you shortly. Is there anything else?
Do you know what happened to my crew?
Lucas showed me the records. I have a theory, but it's more of a hunch. I don't have any hard proof to support it.
What is it?
Well, I think it might have been the quantum processing unit that killed them.
What? But that's... No, that's crazy.
Do you read detective stories, Jan? The culprit always needs to have two things. A motive and a means. Well, it certainly had a means to do it.
But why?
Like I said, it's just a hunch. I'm afraid I won't have much more time for now, Jan. Do you have any other questions?
The branching procedure. There's a story there. Tell me.
It is something that has been tested long ago within Ally Corp. But for completely different reasons and, as you can imagine, in a much more rudimentary fashion.
Altering mind records? For whom?
I'm sorry, Jan. It's highly classified and I already told you too much. I think you deserve answers, but regarding this matter, like I said, things were tested just for a while. Not much came of it. Now, I'd love to keep on chatting, but I really will need to be ending this call soon. Do you have any more questions?
No. I'm good.
Rapidium Arc, Jan. That's what you should focus on right now. Your secret is safe with me and Lucas. Once you come back with the remedy for Earth's ailments, nobody will think of punishing you for how you got it. Remember, just do the right thing. Now, I really have to go, but it was a pleasure talking to you, and we will talk more, I promise. Until then.
ever thought I'd be so glad to see a sheep. Keeping busy, I hope. Hello, Dulski here.
Jan, tell me you did it. Tell me you have the Ark.
I did it.
Well done. Now, all we need to do is bring it home safely. Are you making progress with that obstacle of yours?
I'm still looking for a way out.
Well, I don't want to cause panic. You better hurry.
It would have gone way faster if I didn't have to build that damn Ark for you.
Do you really think it's just a whim for me?
I don't know. But I don't want to die for a dream. I told you. I'm no hero.
You seem to value your life a lot, Jan. Have you thought about how much it's really worth?
Well,
imagine coming back without Rapidium and having to face the thought, what if I hadn't given up? Would you live with yourself while the world would deteriorate before your eyes? All because you put your sorry ass first.
all right. Point taken. And how's my rescue team progressing?
They'll be on time, Jan. Just make sure you are. Do what it takes to make your way to the other side of the planet. And leave the rest to me.
Just let me get on with it.
Of course. Keep pushing. Just let me know if there's any way I can help you.
All right. Thanks.
Evacuation functionality. Workshop module of the base.
Yeah, you come see me? There's a thing. Come and find me when you have to.
Hey, you wanted to discuss something? Yeah. I want to know when you started being such a pushover. What? You heard me. I'm not blind. I can see the workload pile up. And you, eager to take new orders. Well, I'm not exactly in the best negotiating position. Using illegal technology to save my life, creating my altars. I'd better have a good justification for that. So they're threatening you. Even better. Like I said, I don't have much choice. Maxwell's in charge here. Yeah, so was Dad. The man of the house. I thought you regretted not standing up to him. Looks like you didn't learn much. That's a little below the belt. You're right. Sorry, this place is getting to me. All I'm saying is we should do something just for ourselves. Something not work-related, not productive in any way. Like what? Well, there's a social room module available in this base. We could start with that. Bet it has a beer pong table. Yeah, see? A smile on your face. Let's build a place where we can chill out and play beer pong, and then, after I've beaten you, we can talk more serious stuff. What do you say? Okay. It's on.
Activation functionality.
So, what do you got for me? An invention I'm particularly proud of. The Luminator. You mean a flashlight? You have a talent for making extraordinary things sound mundane. It's not just a flashlight, Jan. Tell me, when you encounter these distortions, what is your priority? I'd like to investigate them more. Now you'll be able to do it. Okay. How? Professor Frankov discovered that certain frequencies of light waves can be used to peer into proximity planes, to study them. I've used his observations to create my illuminator so it can reveal elements of the integral hidden to the human eye. But it also has another, more pragmatic application. It can help to eliminate distortions. How is that supposed to help me examine them? I'm just giving you a tool. You decide how to use it. You see, distortions are created around puncture points between potential universes. That much we know. Now, with the Illuminator, they should become much more visible to you. Focusing the Illuminator's light waves exactly on the puncture point will allow you to seal that rift. You could compare it to cauterizing a wound. Damn, that does sound promising. Indeed. Now you see why I don't like calling it a flashlight.
To the safer evacuation.
I feel good about today. What if we